12 personal finance rules schools won't teach you. Our educational system is still working on the old principles. It teaches us all the subjects like math, science, biology, etc., but it won't get any practical knowledge about how to compete with the complex world. And this is because our schools are not meant to teach students to be wealthy in the future. They're here to provide education ethics to students. The teachers themselves are not very wealthy, so how can they teach something they have not yet studied? The truth is that education is not the only thing needed to get financially stable and live a happy life. It's more about the finance rules than the subject's education to get yourself stable with your finances. The first steps towards stability is to understand the personal financial situation. If you want to attain stability of your income, then we are here to discuss the 12 golden rules of personal finance that school won't teach you, but they are very important to making yourself financially stable and successful. So grab yourself something to write with and be with us to the end to learn the rules that will surely help you attain success in personal finance. Why don't you hit the bell notification icon and subscribe button before we start so that you don't miss any of our informational videos in the future. Number 1, realize your income. The first basic rule of personal finance is knowing your income. First, you have to do the whole homework of how much income you're getting in a year, month, and a week. It would be best to make the timetable of when it's coming and how much it's pending. This will give you a complete overview of your spending and expenditures. It will help you understand how much you have to spend and how much is there in your savings. 2, budget setting. The schools can never teach you how to set a budget. They don't teach you how to spend and where to spend. How can you become financially stable if you don't know how to set your budget? Don't worry, we're here to help you with this. First, you have to note your net income. You have to list how much money you're earning per month and how much you're spending. Secondly, you have to track your spending and make adjustments. There are 2 types of spending. One is utility, bills, food expenditure, and other necessary spending, and the other is variable expenses. You can easily cut back from your variable expenses every month, but you have no choice of fixed expenses. The third one is setting your goals. This is equally as important as you set some goals for yourself and how much money you will have at the end of the month and the end of the year. It is a long-term strategy, and you have to track the record accurately to meet your expected outcomes. You have to consider the full value of your fixed and variable expenses, which will help you understand how much money you have left at the end of the month. The 5th one is adjusting your habits to lower the value of variable expenses. Like if you travel by vehicle, then it will cost more money on gasoline. Similarly, your music subscription renewal also costs you. You can adjust all this extra spending to save more money for yourself at the end of the month. Number 3, maintaining personal balance sheet. Managing a personal balance sheet helps you get the whole idea of how much money will be left by you by the end of the long term. You have to make this sheet in which income and expenses and do it beside your budget. Your personal balance sheet helps in determining whether you're losing or gaining financially. Updating your personal balance sheet helps you check whether things are going in your way or not. If you see some negative side in your balance sheet, it's a warning signal for you because somewhere more than usual money has been spent, and you have to find it out for future savings. Number 4, rainy day fund. Rainy day fund also means that emergency fund. I'm sure you won't hear about it before, but now we're teaching you. This means that you have to save some money somewhere else other than the usual bills to use them in case of an emergency. You need to invest your savings in something that gives you the best returns so that you can save some money for an emergency like an extra bill or a medical emergency. Almost half of the population of America doesn't have any knowledge about emergency funds, which is very much alarming, and there is no one to teach them about it. 5, get a house for yourself. This is again very important thing that you need to understand. If you've been to school and you remember it was discussed at some point, but it's very necessary. Buying your own house can save you 20 to 30% of your monthly income, adding more savings at the end of the year. But if you don't have a house of your own, It would be a big dent in your income because there's no way to write it off. Number 6, debt usage. The other important rule that we teach you is the usage of your debt. Debt is an important part of everybody's life, and you have to take it in at some point in your life, but buy yourself a home and start your own business. But the important thing that needs to be considered is the wide usage of debt. If you don't spend your debt in the right way, then it will make things more badly than you have before, and you will have a definite financial crisis to face. You have to do it correctly and ensure that the actual debt remains less than your existing assets. But we suggest it's better to avoid it as long as possible. Number 7, credit score tracking. Having your own credit card is very important for any adult. It's necessary to have your credit card because it records all of your transactions, histories, and financial status. They will assign a score to you based on your efficiency, and they will issue a loan based on your efficiency score and how much loan you receive and on what amount of interest. Suppose you want to buy your own car or your own house, but you don't have a credit card. You can't get a loan because you have no transaction history in the bank's records. We advise you get a credit card as soon as possible and get all the benefits from it. Number 8, investing in yourself. Yes, you heard it right. We want to share this with you because this is the most important part of your life. Getting an education won't guarantee that you'll get a job. But the thing that guarantees your success is your skills and your talents and your work ethic. If you have better skills and have the courage to overcome others, you would surely earn a good amount and have a better financial condition than most people. And when you earn money by yourself and by your skills, you can invest it carefully and not in unnecessary things. So always challenge yourself and others to gather skills besides books, and you will have more opportunities and in turn, more income as well. Number 9, insurance. Life insurance is a very important part of the financial rules. Suppose you have people who depend on you for financial help, then it's better to get yourself life insured. This will help you and your close people get to your financial dues if something happens that's unfortunate to you. You need to grow with a term policy, but not with a life insurance policy so you can get help whenever you need it. Other than life insurance, you need to get your other assets also get insured, like, your car, house, health, and expensive assets. Many companies provide different types of insurance policies. So, what you should do first is check all the things and features before getting yourself insured with any company. Compare prices and benefits. Number 10, tax money. We don't think any school can discuss the topic of tax in classes. Death and taxes, 2 things that never get ignored. At any point in life, taxes gets postponed while death doesn't. Taxes are important to pay. It is mandatory by law, and if you don't pay it, you will face punishment according to the law. So you need to calculate the tax rate and then find out how much money will be left with you after deduction from your actual salary. This will help you to understand whether your income meets your financial needs after the deduction of tax. Number 11, save your money. Saving is a first step towards financial stability. Save money and money will save you. That's the famous quote. We know that most schools urge students to save 10% of their income, but we have serious doubts about it. 10% savings is not enough for anybody when they reach old age. Yes, it can be enough if you're still earning millions of dollars in amounts. So it's good if the school urges the students to save 25 and 40% rather than 10%. But yes, if you are starting, then 10% is not so bad because it can give you a start to save money. But it would help if you made extra effort by keeping your expenditures lower and saving more money. Like, if you are good without getting, Spotify or Netflix premium, then there's no use for you to spend money on that. These types of small savings can collectively make up a big amount. If you succeed in saving money and stop spending on unnecessary things, then you will surely have a bright future waiting for you ahead with lots of savings. Last but not least, number 12, quality buying. As a student, right, you have to buy different things. As an adult, you gotta buy different things. And even as a kid, you want different things. But the mistake is that you and other people usually see the cost of the products. They want to buy things at low cost. But this is where the mistake lies. When you buy things at low cost, their quality is not good So the goal would be to buy nice and good quality things at a reasonable price rather than buying products at a low price. This will help you save your money that you would spend on replacing and repairing. And keep in mind, you have to be careful in choosing the products. If you go for the designer, titles and spend too money and go with the latest fashion, then it's nearly impossible to save anything in the future. These are all the rules we have for you today, and we're sure that no school would provide this information. Be sure to hit that like button, sub button, bell button. Make sure you turn your notifications on and check back with us tomorrow for more tips on how to become a better boss.